Hello and welcome. I'm Suzanne Herzog. I was independent candidate for U.S. Senate, and I'm glad you're here. And you found me baking again. I think if you ask my friends and family, they would tell you I'm a bit of a compulsive baker. It's become second nature to me over the years, and I find it relaxing at the end of a busy day, and there's nothing better than having a freezer full of satisfying, nutritious things to grab on the go or share with others. So today I'm going to make a couple recipes at the same time. I know this looks like chaos. This is the way I bake usually. So we're going to make a couple different kinds of cookies. We have some chocolate chip oatmeal cookies that are again filled with fiber and love. And we also have some very healthy ginger cookies. We're going to start out doing, what is this? This is 3/4 of a cup. 3/4 of a cup. So I need about 4 cups of whole wheat flour for the ginger cookies. So that's 1.5 cups. So we will do, here we go. And then so 1.5 and 1.5, this would be 3 cups. I'm going to get rid of this goofy 3/4 measuring thing, and we're going to have another cup here. There we go. So now we have about 4 cups of whole wheat flour. Now for the oatmeal cookies, we need about 3/4 of a cup of whole wheat flour. So I'll go back to this unique measuring device. And to that, we're also going to put in 3/4 of a cup of coconut flour. Now I like to use coconut flour because it is high fiber and it has, I think, what they call a lower glycemic index. So it's more of a complex carb. And I'm going to take credit for reversing pre-diabetes in my boyfriend by encouraging him to only eat my baked goods instead of getting store-bought things. Both recipes are going to need some baking soda. Now, as chaotic as this looks, it will be much easier to follow when you see all my ingredients there on the video, and you can pause the screen and make sure you get everything down. But to the ginger cookies, we're going to put in 4 teaspoons of baking soda. Now this baking soda is apparently very lumpy, so we're going to get the lumps out and put that. One of my favorite ingredients that you will find in all my baked goods is milled flaxseed. It's back. We're going to do that as well. Here we're going to put in a very generous 1/2 cup, like 3/4 of a cup of milled flaxseed into our ginger cookies. And let's put about the same into our oatmeal cookies. So we'll get in our 4 teaspoons of ginger here. It looks close enough. It's a little generous. I like these cookies to have a little bit of a bite to them. Okay, and to that we also add a teaspoon of cloves, ground cloves. And let's do about 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. These are some spicy ginger cookies. Okay, let's put the oatmeal cookie ingredients to the side and continue on with our ginger cookies. Let's just whisk the dry ingredients together a bit. Oh, what do I have here? Oh, looks like a little leftover wheat bran. Let's throw that in there. Makes a little bit better texture. So there we go. Now we're going to throw in a couple of eggs. Here's our 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And now we're going to put in a cup of this wonderful extra virgin olive oil. I love olive oil in baking. It is perfectly safe to use the richest, most beautiful extra virgin olive oil you have. You're not going to taste it as much as you think. You may have seen me use it in my very popular chocolate high fiber muffins. Okay, so we also need a 1/2 cup of molasses. And so we've thrown together this delicious ginger cookie dough. Okay, we brought some order to the cooking chaos I started this evening. These are the ginger cookie dough balls that I formed. A little bit bigger than a walnut. We're going to bake them at about 375 for 12 minutes. So here we have them, healthy ginger cookies. Now you might notice this first batch I baked on a baking stone, which is kind of nice because you don't have to worry as much about the bottoms burning. On a cookie sheet like this, you probably want to check them after about 10 minutes to make sure they're not getting too dark on the bottom. Well, we'll start our oatmeal chocolate chip cookies with what looks like, I don't know, a little, like 3/4 of a cup of a nice plant-based margarine that does not have hydrogenated fat. You could easily use about a stick and a quarter of butter, and that would be fine. To that we're going to add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Alright, so now we beat up the margarine and brown sugar so it's nice and light like this. And I'm adding 3 eggs. We're going to add a good generous teaspoon of vanilla. Well, now we've combined the flours and most of the dried ingredients to the margarine and egg and sugar mixture we beat up before. And so we're going to add 4 cups of oats. Okay, so with our 4 cups of oats, we're going to add a nice generous cup of chocolate chips. I like these. These are a nice, very dark chocolate chip. I think it's more than 70% cocoa. The brand is Guittard. So we'll mix the oats and the chocolate chips into the rest of the cookie dough ingredients. It gets a little wild here sometimes. Holy cow. And here we have it, our oatmeal chocolate chip high fiber cookie dough. So with the oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, we just scoop them out and put them on a tray here. Sometimes this dough is a little crumbly, so I kind of stick them together a little bit. One of the best things about campaigning is connecting with people in groups I never knew enough about before.